Perimeter and area 2, the area of a triangle. Write down the area of square ABCD by counting the 1 centimeter squared blocks. Here's our square ABCD. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 1 centimeter squared blocks. Therefore, the area is 4 centimeters squared. Write down the area of the triangle BCD by counting the 1 centimeter squared blocks. Here's our triangle BCD. Here's a full square, a half a square, and a half a square, which gives us another full square. So in total, the area is 2 centimeters squared. True or false? The area of triangle BCD is exactly half the area of the square ABCD, which we can see is true because 2 is half of 4. Press pause to complete question 1 and 2 by yourself. Question 3. Write down the area of rectangle ABCD. ABCD. The length is 3 and the breadth is 2 centimeters. Area of a rectangle is length times breadth, which is 3 times 2, so the area is 6 centimeters squared. True or false? The area of triangle BCD, which is this section there, is half the area of rectangle ABCD. We can see visually that this is true. The area of the triangle is exactly half of the area of the rectangle. Write down the area of the triangle BCD. BCD. We know that the area of the rectangle is 6 centimeters squared. Therefore, the area of the triangle is going to be exactly half of 6 centimeters squared, which is 3 centimeters squared. Press pause to complete question 4 and 5 by yourself. Worksheet 2. BC is called the breadth of rectangle ABCD. Here's our rectangle ABCD, and BC is the breadth. But BC is called the height of triangle ABC. Sorry, there's a mistake on the worksheet. That should be ABC. Then AB is called the length of rectangle ABCD. So here's ABCD, and this is the length. But AB is called the base. This is the base of triangle ABC. Again, there is a mistake in the video. So let's have a look. The area of a rectangle, for this case of ABCD, is AB times BC, or its length times its breadth, which is the formula. Now if we look at the area of the triangle, we know that the area of the triangle is exactly half of the area of the whole rectangle. Therefore, the area of triangle ABC is equal to AB times BC, which is the area of the whole rectangle. However, we still need to divide it by 2. So, it's the exact area of the whole rectangle divided by 2 to give us the area of the right-angled triangle. Therefore, the formula of the area of any right-angled triangle is equal to its base times its height divided by 2. Its base times its height divided by 2. Or we can write it as half, open bracket, base times height, close bracket. For both of these formulas, we can substitute base and height with a b times an h over 2, or in this case, a half b times h to make our formula shorter. Use what you have learned to complete question 2 by yourself. Press pause to do so. Question 3. Calculate the area of each of the following right-angled triangles. Write down the formula first. Let's do A together. The area of any right-angled triangle is half of its base times its height Therefore, it's half. Its base times its height is 4 times 3, which is 12. And a half of 12 is 6 centimeters squared. Let's do C together. The area of any right angle triangle, formula half base times its height. Very importantly, in this triangle, the base and the height are always formed around the right angle. This is not used in the formula. So we do not use this length. The base and the height are always formed around the right angle. So it's half. The base times the height, 5 times 12 is 60. And a half of 60 is 30 centimeters squared. Make sure that your units are correct and that they are squared units. Press pause to complete question 3 by yourself. Question 4. Calculate the area of each of the following right angle triangles. Let's look at A. The area is half of its base times its height, which is half. 3 times 3, which is 9. Now 9 is an odd number, so we're going to get a remainder. You can know intuitively that a half of 9 is 4,5, and our units are centimeters squared. Or, if you didn't know that, we can do a calculation. So we say 9 divided by 2, and we put in 0/10 there to help us. 2 fits into 9 4 times. Remainder 1 onto our tenths, our 0/10. Put down your decimal point. 2 fits into 10 5 times. Therefore, the answer is 4,5 centimeters squared. Let's do C together. The formula is half base times height. Then, very importantly, we find our right angle. This is my base, that is my height. We are not going to use that measurement. So we have half. 3 times 5 is 15. And a half of 15 is 7,5 centimeters squared. If you don't know that intuitively, use a calculation like that to work out 7,5. Press pause to complete question 4 by yourself. Question 5. Calculate the area of each of the following right angle triangles. Remember that you are going to use the base and the height around the right angle. Let's do B together. The area is a half base times height. So we must do 5,5 times 4. We do 55 times 4 as if the decimal place isn't there, and we get 220. You can check that by yourself. We have 1 decimal point in our question, so we need 1 decimal point in our answer. So we have a half of 22, which is 11 centimeters squared. Press pause to complete question 5 by yourself. Question 6. Calculate the area of the shaded part in each of the following diagrams. For A, we have the green shaded part. So, we have a rectangle of which a triangle has been cut out and only the remaining part has been shaded. So we need to figure out how much this is. In order to do so, we need the total area of the rectangle minus the area of the triangle which is not shaded. So, firstly we have some measurements that are missing. Now, if this whole length is 5 meters and that little bit is 2 meters, then the base of the triangle is 3 meters, because 3 plus 2 is 5 meters. If that little bit is a meter and this is 3 meters, the whole breadth of the rectangle is 4 meters, because 3 plus 1 is 4. Now the area of the rectangle is its length times its breadth, which is 20 meters squared. The area of the triangle is half of its base times its height. Now, this is its base and there is its height. A half of 3 times 3 is 9. And a half of 9 is 4,5 meters squared. Now the shaded area is equal to 20 meters squared minus 4,5 meters squared. If you don't know how, let's do the sum together. We have 20 put in a decimal place minus 4,5. The 4 belongs in the units column, so we put it in there, comma, and the 5 belongs in the tenths column. Now we do our minus as usual. 0 minus 5 we can't do. We have to borrow from the 2, which becomes 1. That 0 gets 9, and the last 0 gets a full 10 as usual. 10 minus 5 is 5. Put down your decimal point. 9 minus 4 is 5, and 1 minus nothing is 15. Therefore, the area of the shaded area is 15,5 meters squared. Press pause to complete question B and C by yourself. Question D. Again, we are working out the area of the shaded bits, which is the green. So we need to work out the area of the whole rectangle and minus the area of the triangle inside. The area of the whole rectangle, I'm going to say area with the rectangle at the bottom, is equal to 8 times 15, which you can get an answer for by yourself. Then the area of the triangle, we need to find its base and its height, which is situated around the right angle. It's half of the base times the height, which is half of 12 times 5, which is 60. So the area of the triangle is 30 meters squared. Now all that you need to do is, once you have this answer, we say the area of the rectangle minus this white area of the triangle will give you the area of the shaded green part. Press pause to complete question D and E by yourself. Worksheet 3. The area of an acute triangle. Let's do one together. Write down the area of rectangle ACDE by counting the 1 centimeter squared blocks. It's ACDE. We have 2 by 4, so there are 8 centimeter blocks in total. Write down the area of triangle EBD. EBD by counting the 1 centimeter squared blocks. We have 1, 2 full blocks, a half and a half, which gives us another full block, and then a half and another half, which gives us another full block. So in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters squared blocks. C, true or false, the area of triangle EBD is exactly half the area of the whole rectangle. 8 and 4, we can see that this is true. Question 2. CD is called the breadth of rectangle ACDE. So ACDE, CD is the breadth. And CD is also called the height of triangle EBD. CD is exactly equal to this height over here, which is inside the triangle, so it's actually called BP. But BP is exactly equal to CD. ED is called the length of rectangle ACDE. Here's its length. But ED is also called the base of the triangle EBD. So in EBD, this is the base, and the height is inside the triangle, and it's exactly the same as the breadth of the rectangle. We know that the area of the rectangle is ED times CD, which is its length times its breadth. And we also now know that the area of the triangle EBD is exactly half of the area of the whole rectangle. Therefore, the area of the triangle EBD is ED times CD, which is ED times BP, which is inside there. Those two are exactly the same, but we still need to divide it by 2. Therefore, the formula stays exactly the same. It's the base times the height divided by 2. The only difference now is that the height of the triangle is inside the triangle, and we call it the perpendicular height because it must form a right angle with the base of the triangle. Let's look at 3. Calculate the area of each of the following acute angle triangles. A, the area is a half of its base times its height. Now this is its base and the height is 3 centimeters inside the triangle. So it's a half of 4 times 3, which is 12, which gives us a total of 6 centimeters squared. Let's do B together. We have our formula, which is half base times height. Now, very important, in this triangle we have 6 meters and 6 meters on the sides. That has nothing to do with the area. We need our base and then our perpendicular height inside our triangle. So it's a half of 5 times 4, which is 20, to give us an answer of 10 meters squared. Press pause to complete question 3 by yourself. Worksheet 4, mixed questions. Use what you have learned to complete this worksheet by yourself.